Hey, I guess it's no surprise to any of you that of all the people who might have walked out on Hamilton, I was that guy. Now wait, before you hit delete or pause or whatever, cancel me, I went back. It really wasn't my fault. So Hamilton was a huge hit at the Public Theater. The one thing I ever did right in my life was I bought 6 tickets for the Broadway show the moment they went on sale. Okay, so my sister was going to go with me, our friends Sarah and Peter, and their 2 daughters. So Peter and I are both tall guys. We both admit to 6'5", but I think we're kind of like both a smidge over that. So we needed aisle seats. So even though the show opened in August of 2015, I was not able to find 2 aisle seats, 3 and 3, until October, which was fine. Big hit, opens on Broadway. You can't get a ticket, and I'm holding 6 of them. So the week before we went, I read in the paper that you could get $5,000 a ticket for a front orchestra. I had 6 of them. So I'm no good at math, but I know 6 times 5 is 30, and 6 times 5,000 is 30,000. That's like a down payment for an apartment. And for 14 seconds, I thought, wow, when am I ever going to have $30,000 in my hand to put down a down payment for an apartment? But I thought about it. Then I'd be living in a building with an elevator and people would come visit me and I'd have to keep the apartment clean. So I said, forget it. I'm going to theater. Let's support the art. So the seats are absolutely great. And they're so far down front that when you get down the side aisle, you've got to go through this little hallway and there's red curtains. And then you step into the orchestra and the boxes are above you. And Peter's in the front of me. There's 3 in front. Peter, one of his daughters, Anna, and my sister Mary. And then I'm in the next aisle, myself, Olivia, and Sarah. And it's absolutely great. So, the usherettes close the curtains and the play starts. And I can't tell you. So we're finally at Hamilton, the biggest hit of the century. And all I can tell you is it's just right there in front of you. It's like, okay, there's the train. I'm on the tracks. I'm at Hamilton. Everything is going perfect, except I have to use the men's room. All the precautions before, all the pre-planning. I thought I had an empty tank, but sometime during the first act, I thought, you know what? I could really use the men's room. And of course, once you start thinking about it, you can't stop thinking about it. So I didn't know the score. I went in blind. So I sneaked down to look at my playbill, and my eye sees that the last song is like the Battle of Yorktown Heights. So I said, well, I know how the war ends. I've got friends in Yorktown. I'm going to slip out during the Battle of Yorktown Heights. The Battle of Yorktown Heights starts. I get up, I go through the curtains, and there's these 2 big, now I'm big, but these guys weren't as big, but they were in suits, like Secret Service imposters, and they're just blocking the other curtain to get out of the aisle. And I said, wow, these seats really must be expensive. You can't even leave them. So they looked me over and I looked them over and I said, look, unless one of you has a portable urinal, we're going to have a situation. So they parted the waters, no pun intended. I went to the men's room and I'm like, this is great. Come out of the men's room and I'm expecting to see 2,000 people because the first act is over. The lobby is empty. There's nobody in the lobby. So I said to the bartender, I said, where is everybody? He said, the first act hasn't ended yet. I said, yes, it did. I left during the Battle of Yorktown. He said, no, there's still 2 more songs. I said, what? Now, at $5,000 a ticket, which I didn't sell them for, and 46 songs in the show, that comes out to about $108 a song. So I said, okay, who ends the first act on a love song? I mean, shouldn't they have ended with the Battle of Yorktown? So the kid was really nice. He said, you know what? I guess you don't get out to theater much. Well, I didn't want to tell him, but I saw Me, Jack, You, Jill with Lisa Kirk and Sylvia Sidney back in 1975. So yeah, I get out to theater quite enough. I just miscalculated. I said, and what's with the Secret Service goons protecting the seats? You're not allowed to use the men's room during theater? And he said, no, John Kerry is here. Secretary of State, Senator John Kerry. I said, no way. He said, yeah. I said, wow, that's great. Now I know why I had such a problem leaving. He was a really nice bartender. We had a lovely conversation. We enjoyed Theodora, whatever the last songs were in the first act. And I still drink my iced coffee out of my official Hamilton sippy cup. So I bought drinks for everybody. So now I've got 6 drinks and there's this big hurrah. The first act had ended. So I go back to my seats, I thought. But there's 1,000 people walking towards me. So now all of a sudden I'm like Bugs Bunny when he went to the opera, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. And no one cared because they all had 12 minutes to go get their drinks, go to the bathroom and get back to their seats. And I'd already done all that, but I was fighting the tide. So I get back to my seats and I get glared at by the young girls who knew the score front and back that I dared leave, before intermission. And I said quite innocently, what did I miss? And they said, the second act. And I thought, well, no, I missed the first act. I'm glad the bartender didn't hear them say that because he would think, wow, none of us get to theater if they thought the first act was the second act. However, when the second act started and Thomas Jefferson comes back from France and was like, what did I miss? I'm like, oh, got it. No, they thought I was talking about the song. But anyway, I digress. So I took John Kerry's picture. That was very exciting. And then the show was over, wonderful, fabulous. And the girls wanted to get everyone's autograph. So we went out to the rope line, and I have never seen a rope line like this in my life. Went down more than half a block, 7, 8, 9, 10 people deep. A lot of Hazarai going on. John Kerry was leaving. Now, Hazarai, like I'm from the Bronx, so we speak Yiddish, Spanish, and Irish, but you know what Hazarai means. So my sister, the project manager, has an idea. She said, I'm going to the end of the line where the artists have to leave, and that's where I'll capture them. I shouldn't say capture. That's where I'll interact with them. I said, okay, great. Everyone was wonderful. Christopher Jackson, David Diggs, Jonathan Groff, Philippa Sue. I asked everyone, may I take your picture? And they were like, yes, you may take my picture. And Lin himself, Lin-Manuel Miranda, had a lovely conversation with my sister. Now, I don't think they knew it at the time that they shared a birthday. And we didn't know it until a few weeks later. I said to my sister, how'd you like Hamilton? And she said, I loved it. It was like a really good episode of Drunk History. And as it turns out, Lin-Manuel Miranda's, one of his favorite shows is Drunk History. But they didn't discuss that. I didn't have much to say to him because I was busy taking pictures. Had I the opportunity to speak to him, I would have said, we both eat at the Capitol Diner in Inwood. And I didn't know this at the time, but the tux he wore to the Academy Awards, that's where I got my tux for my high school prom. San Marco, up in Yonkers on Central Avenue. And I said to my sister, I said, how does a kid from Washington Heights get up to Central Avenue in Yonkers? There's no subway. And she said, well, how did you get there? I said, well, Mom drove me. She did have a lovely conversation with Leslie. And I said, what did you say to him? And she said, you have such a beautiful smile, but all the way down the rope line, I didn't see you smiling at people. You should really smile. I said, Mary, you didn't say that to him. She said, yeah, I did. But I got a beautiful picture of him. And I just want to say this. His book, Failing Up, it's a great book. You should get it. Just listen to the back. It is never too late to learn to risk. Okay? Great reading for anyone who wants to read something. So there you go. We got everyone's autograph. Now, I'm reminded of that Carol Burnett story when a fan asked her for her autograph and then said to Carol, what does this say? I don't know who any of these names are, but they are the Hamilton cast. So there you go. That's my Hamilton story. And now, big news, Hamilton will be streaming on Disney Plus, which I don't even know if I have. Like, I still watch television, channels 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11, So, but the beauty of Hamilton streaming is you can watch it in the privacy of your own home. You can have as much leg room as you want. And while Hamilton is streaming on your device, if you have to go streaming, you can hit pause, use your own bathroom, come back, turn it on, and not have to ask anybody, what did I miss? That's my Hamilton story. Thank you so much. That's the story if the story is correct. Thank you.